Yes, unfortunately, there is an international shipping delay. But support the United States releases. Pick up your SH Monster Arts at BigBadToyStore at the link in the description.
Kaiju, turtles, Dragon Ball, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hey there, collectors, it's Steven here, and welcome to another SH Monster Arts review. We've gotten a chance to do a whole bunch of these lately, and I'm very happy because not only does it keep me busy, it makes my channel happy too, and it makes YouTube's algorithm monster very, very all smiley, because that means I do good. Anyway, today we're going to be taking a look at the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2004 from the movie Final Wars. That movie is quite frankly interesting, and you have to be goofy when you talk about it, because otherwise you just cry. Unless you like the movie. I'm sorry I made that comment. With Godzilla 2004 here, we have yet another Millennium-era Godzilla in the lineup, and fans have been waiting for this one for some time. Many, many years ago, we had the release of Gigan 2004, and he was a standalone release. Now we have the companion Godzilla to go along with him, and we just had the recently announced Monster X. So with that being said, we have a nice lineup for Final Wars happening. And considering we're going to have quite a few kaiju released, do we need to have the Godzilla from that movie in our collection? At $95 USD, Bluefin, or formerly Bluefin, now Bandai Namco Collectibles. Is this one going to be worth the purchase? Well, that's what reviews are for, so buckle up, kids. Let's take a look to see whether or not yet another Godzilla is going to be worth adding into your collection. Kids is a joke. I'm not specifically referring to kids. This isn't a kids channel. You know that, right? Hot damn! He's made in Vietnam. And he's probably the best looking Godzilla figure we have seen in quite some time. Now, there is one quality control issue that pretty much everyone is aware of at this point. And that is going to be that, unfortunately, it seems like the eyebrows are a little bit wonky. What do I mean by that? Well, naturally, the eyebrows on the suit are a little asymmetrical. The right one tends to be a little bit bigger than the left, regardless of the picture that you're going to be looking at, and that's going to be the same thing for this figure. So, is it suit and source material accurate? Yes. However, there have been some pictures that have been circulating around online where it is very clear that there is too much plastic for the right eyebrow. It looks significantly larger than the left, and to a comical degree, even so much so nearly up to 1/4 inch of plastic has been used for that right eyebrow, nearly covering the eye completely. So with that being the issue for quality control in the looks department, that's it. And notice I did not talk about the eyes themselves. They're looking straight ahead. They're symmetrical. They're pointing in the same direction. Bandai, you've done it. We're in year 11 of the SH Monster Arts line, and you have finally done it. You needed the Vietnam factory to do it. Yes, this figure's made in Vietnam. Check the box, check under the foot. But congratulations. Now, if the eyes impressed you, then guess what? The rest of the figure will as well. Admittedly, the figure is rather straightforward with a charcoal plastic coloration, so that's not much to write home about, but the claw paint is rather nice. Admittedly, it is simple. The toes, maybe they could use a little bit more blending in. You'll see that the cream coloration, most particularly on whatever it would be, you know what I'm talking about. Right foot is a little stark, but otherwise the blending is rather good, with some divots in those claws accentuated by a nice brown. The dorsal plates do capture that bone coloration that Godzilla is known to have for his plates, along with a nice blending in of a misty blue coloration to really enhance those details, almost as if he is going to fire his atomic breath, but the release does not have any accessories. Yes, I still have a section dedicated to that, just so this way Google's search algorithm thingamajig goes ahead and picks up other chapters for this video, so this way when people check it out on the good old interweb nets, they're going to have something else to click on. But I rest my case. Overall, in the looks department, he's good. Well, I think that pretty much says all that needs to be said about the articulation, huh? Yep. Yep. How's that for you? Do I need to even really continue on with the section? Of course I do. Why? Because that's what you're here for. Oh, hey, look, you finally fell. What's our runtime at? We're a little past 35 seconds there when he fell. So yeah, one issue that mine's been having is his right hip likes to pop off. But, I mean, if that's how he's popping off, then quite frankly, I'm okay with that. Because, oh, look at that. Now I'm forcing something else off. Now, that is something that a buddy of mine had as well. He sent me a couple pictures of that. So it does look like this Godzilla is going to have a couple of small issues pertaining to some parts popping off. But you can actually kind of see where that issue is coming into play here. You can see in the main body cavity, if I go ahead and zoom it in and just stop pointing to things like what is being said, despite the fact of not being shown, you can see that there are some parts that are going to be essentially colliding into each other. And that is going to force some stuff out of sockets. That's just going to be, I guess, the nature of the beast, I suppose, when you don't want gaps with your Godzilla figure. So, with that being said, I guess you can't have your cake and eat it too in some aspects. Or what was that? John Lennon said, you can't always get what you want. Yeah, I think that's what was said. So let's go ahead and try to put them back together on camera. Okay, we're all good to go. Cue the comments that it wasn't John Lennon. Spoiler alert. I gotcha. Anyway, for Godzilla, he moves rather well. And oh boy, am I happy with that. What do we have? Well, as you may or may not know, Godzilla does have a ball-jointed jaw. So for everyone who is freaking out at the Godzilla Store stream that his jaw was like that, well, guess what? You can even make it worse if you really wanted to, or you can fix it. And guess what? There's no issue whatsoever. Huh. Imagine what you can do when you put your mind to it. But yes, the mouth opens and closes and rocks all around. We do have a system of ball joints in the neck where this section of the head is going to be whoa. Look at that. Look at that range of movement. It's a double system ball joint. So we're going to have one barbell style ball joint plugging into a socket. And then there's going to be another ball joint that plugs into the neck. So we got ourselves a nice system here of ball joints that really works well to get Godzilla to look in pretty much any direction just with that joint in and of itself. Godzilla is going to be able to look pretty much anywhere, and that is just fine. Now, at the base of the neck, Godzilla is going to have a ball joint as well, but it's not really going to be used for too much. This section of the sculpt here is used for a sleeve, so if you push it down, you're going to have a gap. Oh, I got to use that meme twice. And you can push it up as well. No big deal. So yeah, neck moves just fine. Shoulders are going to be on a ball joint, so this way you can move them around. No issue, spin them around with ease. Do we have a bicep swivel? We do. Very good. Double hinge elbows, which you can actually do on a Godzilla. Very, very nice. And they look natural. Look at that bend. Does create a gap, but that's not a big issue because Godzilla is never going to move his arms that way. For the wrists, it's kind of hard to see, but it just looks like a barbell style ball joint. It kind of doesn't look like there's going to be a cut for a hinge. I answered my own question. So it's a barbell style joint. There we go. We're all good to go. We do have a ball joint for the ab crunch, so we can twist and turn Godzilla from side to side, get him to rock, and not collide in with the dorsal plate. Come on, you. There we go. All right, dorsal plate was stuck. Yes, so that's good. Then, as you saw, we do have a waist joint, which is going to be a ball joint that can pop off with not too much effort, but it's not a huge, huge issue, right? For the hips, we do have barbell style joints. So there we go. We can get nice splits. Or if you do happen to have a gap like that, you can clearly see to the other side. You just push the leg up and the gap's pretty much gone. Or you can pull it down and you can have that gap again. See, so it's not that hard. You just got to use the joints. Effectively hinge knees, but they do plug in. Watch this. I'm going to pull this apart on ball joints. So you get a little bit of swivel movement there and you can rock them from side to side, which is pretty good. We do have ankle rocker movement, and this Godzilla has some great range with his legs, so that's really good. Tail, we have a ton of ball joints here. You may have saw in my unboxing that the joints can get very, very small, so when you get to the tip here, it is rather easy to pop those off. So just something to be mindful of. And that's about all I have to say for the articulation. Godzilla does move rather well. No real issues except for a couple of areas where some folks have been a little unfortunate when it comes to joint tightness. And it does look like this section here is going to be a little bit of an issue due to the design choices of the body cavity with the sculpt colliding in with other parts. However, you know, we could definitely have some fun with Godzilla here, you know? Can we get the tail all the way out? No, not quite. We can't quite do that. But as you kind of saw, Godzilla can strike some really fun poses. And I think this is probably going to be the most well-articulated Godzilla figure in the lineup so far, which, considering its final wars, the tip fell off. It is rather fitting of this character. So let me just fix that. Yeah. Yeah. Accessories, and he comes with nothing. Yep, we talked about MSRP, so we know how much he costs, and he doesn't come with anything. There aren't any extra buildings that he comes with. No effect parts whatsoever. Obviously, I'm joking around with the Kamehameha here, but he doesn't come with anything. There are much more affordable Godzillas in this line that come with at least extra hand parts, which this Godzilla absolutely could have come with, whether it be fists or gripping hands of some sort. And he comes with nothing. And there's a lot of empty space in the box. So I don't know. But you know, I got videos for effect parts and beam effects and buildings, etc., up on the channel. I don't even need to link them. So if I forget to put the card, you know they are up there. Time for a size comparison. He's going to be a big boy. The MonsterArts scale, unfortunately, is not always one-to-one size with how they should be perceived in the source material. But I think Godzilla 2004 here is going to be a rather rock-solid addition if you are looking for a somewhat relatively in-scale Godzilla display. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. There's been a huge hit or miss, kind of sort of not really quality control issue with the eyebrows, wherein more so specific, the right eyebrow seems to have more plastic to it than the left. And this has only been in a few cases that I've seen. Again, one in specific where he kind of looked like Donkey Kong's infamous enemy. Aside from that, the quality control on this one has been stepped up significantly from previous releases. I've seen none with wonky eyes, so 3 claps for Bandai on this one. The articulation is fantastic, albeit there are a couple of small quality control issues here or there, or that blends in more so to engineering issues where they should have just put a little bit more thought into them to prevent parts from popping off. Again, the body cavity, parts are colliding into each other. No accessories. I mean, honestly, at this point, it's kind of expected, but at the same time, not really acceptable for the price point. Overall, though, I think this is a rather rock-solid purchase, and if you're a fan of this suit, it is a great purchase. I'm not a fan of Final Wars by any stretch of the imagination, though the designs in the movie are rather killer. This one definitely included. If you're a fan of this suit, if you're a fan of the movie, which it has gained more fans over time and has gathered quite a bit more love, then congratulations, your choice Godzilla is a winner. And if you're looking for just a generic Godzilla to throw up on the shelf, this one dethrones Birth version. Yep, he's just pretty much that good.
Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.